himself if he thinks that he will be conflicted.
Is this a Jacob Zuma problem or is this a Ramaphosa problem? But what you're saying is essentially that actually it's a leadership problem and Jacob Zuma should, so Ramaphosa is the one who's on target.
No, it's the ANC problem. The ANC is in a state of paralysis. They don't know what to do. People said Nazareth will represent hope, but Nazareth represented, a further degeneration in the ANC. Now they've got two institutionalized factions in the ANC, one led by Cyril, the other one led by Nkosazana. There are two ANC. If you doubt what I'm saying, look at the Youth League rally in KwaZulu-Natal. That was another ANC communicating a completely different message. And Ramaphosa's ANC in Davos saying something else, which Mahashule didn't agree with and denounced in Natal.
You have the president of the ANC, a deployee of the ANC, sitting in Makambandlo with the union buildings saying, I'm going nowhere. Do what you will. I'm going nowhere. Surely this is a coup d'etat. This is a man who's defying, in a party system, his own party.
No, the party must just take a decision. There are two things, and I'm very fortunate to speak to Ramaphosa's people and I speak to Zuma's people. Zuma is doing exactly what he did to Thabo. When Thabo said, you must leave the deputy presidency, he said, I didn't do anything wrong, you can fire me. Thabo fired him, he received sympathy, and we all turned against him. He's hoping for the same situation, this time not against Ramaphosa, against the ANC. He says if he's fired, the ANC will not win elections in 2019 because his base in KwaZulu-Natal will shift. He has given ANC votes in Natal, and a base in Gauteng will also shift. And as a result, the ANC will be out of power. You're dealing with a man here who doesn't care what happens. He's not even scared of impeachment. But people think that he's brave for not being scared of the impeachment. He knows that even if he's not impeached and he's voted out through motion of no confidence, he will still be impeached because he's going to be found guilty by a court. And that on its own, you lose the status of former president and all the benefits.
Is that what emboldens him, that he knows that he absolutely has to stay out of jail?
He doesn't care. He knows he's going to jail. Even if he stays until 2019, the spy tapes case, which was ultimately resolved by the Supreme Court of Appeal, demonstrated that it doesn't matter how long it takes, a decision will ultimately be taken. So he knows it's inevitable. The NPA says 250 witnesses are ready to testify against him. Even if they say you are smart, you can't defeat all 250 people.
Can I ask you something, just to go back to the issue about the KwaZulu-Natal province? Are there tribal connotations to what is going on here?
Absolutely, but not by the Zulus, by Zuma the tribalist. He hopes he will mobilize the Zulu nation to cause a tribal and a civil war in South Africa, but there will not be such a thing in South Africa. Zuma wants to do to the ANC what John Lagalewala did. He wants the ANC, which is called Congolosiase Natal, after being fired by the ANC. Two options: they will either form their own party, or they will continue to be in the ANC and destabilize it from within. When Ramaphosa loses elections in 2019, they will say, we warned you that this guy doesn't have support. The only person who can rescue the ANC from this loss is Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. That's how she's going to resuscitate into the leadership question again in the ANC.
Do you think the ANC is holding this National Executive Committee meeting on Wednesday because of the pressure that you've put on the ANC, on Jacob Zuma? And so what's your response to
that? We put pressure on South African politics. We determine which direction the country must take. We're a party which is not in power, yet very powerful. So that's the EFF for you. How do you lead? You lead through ideas. You don't have to be in front to lead. You can lead even from behind by sponsoring ideas. That's what we're doing. We're going to remove President Zuma, and we will remove him either through the ANC or through the motion of no confidence. The ANC members of parliament are saying, they're even fighting the EFF, saying, don't call for secret ballot. We want it in the open. We want to vote against him in the open for the country to know that we are the ones who removed him. I said, if you want it like that, sponsor the motion yourself. So those votes we got in the previous motion of no confidence, when Zuma was still president of the ANC and president of the country, are going to double, because Zuma is nothing. He's not even the president of South Africa. He knows that. He doesn't have power. He's just occupying a chair with no power in that office.
And if the NEC decides to recall him before Thursday?
That would be good for the country, because I'm worried about that 4 million which Baleka wants to spend there on a speech that no one will listen to. And I don't know what you're going to do, Justice, because you like analyzing speeches, whether you're going to listen to that thing or not, and what else will be there to analyze. Because we are not going to make a mistake of listening to that speech. If they insist on him, we're calling on South Africans to switch off, because we cannot listen to a speech which is not going to give us any direction. It's a waste of time. Baleka is prepared, ANC is prepared to spend more than 4 million of taxpayers' money on a speech that is meaningless.
Much of the money has already been spent, suppliers have been paid and so forth.
No, you can remove him and still get a president on Thursday to give a State of the Nation address. I mean, for sure, Ramaphosa has imagined that for a very long time. He's got a speech which he has wrote in 1994 when he thought he's going to be deputy of Mandela. So there's no problem. He just has to update it and come and address us.
Julius Malema, we're going to turn to the EFF in a minute. Stay with us, and Julius Malema.